Okay, so now moving on to skin folds. We're gonna kind of do this in a two-step process. So you're gonna have your Sharpie and you get to mark up your person a little bit. So it'll be easier this way where you can go through, identify the locations, and then when you go through to actually do the skin folds, it's a little bit easier because you're not worried about finding the location and doing the skin fold, measuring it, writing it down, all of that stuff. So we're gonna go through kind of in an order that makes sense, that's kind of top to bottom. So we're gonna start with chest. Males and females, this is gonna be a little bit different. So on a male, we're gonna go, we have this mid-axillary line that cuts through the armpit and then the line of where their nipple is. So on a male, it's going to be halfway. On a female, it's gonna be about a third. So you're gonna be closer to that mid-axillary line on a female. This one's going to be a diagonal fold. So when you actually fold it, it's going to be at a diagonal. So I'm gonna kind of make my line of my X at an angle, and we're gonna go right there. So we're gonna be measuring that diagonal, okay? Go ahead and turn around, all right? And again, everything's on the right side of the body. The triceps is the next one, and again, we're gonna go halfway between the acromion process and the olecranon process, and you can do this kind of measuring with your hands. That's fine with me. I know it's not the most scientific, but that's fine with me. So the triceps is going to be a vertical fold, so I'm gonna make my mark like this. So kind of a straight up, straight across. The third location is the subscapularis. So if you can see, if you might need to palpate the angle of their scapula, but we're gonna kind of find this inferior angle of the scapula, and it'll be 1 to 2 centimeters below that. So it's just gonna kind of be this chunk right here. It's also gonna be at a diagonal fold, and you'll follow the line of the inferior angle. So if we go kind of right there, that's gonna be where we measure. Okay, go ahead and turn to the side a little bit. So your arm's gonna go up kind of, and this one we're gonna be at our mid-axillary line. So you're gonna be at the line of the xiphoid process straight over. So just kind of right under their armpit. This one I'm gonna make kind of a straight cross because you can do a vertical fold or a horizontal fold. So we're just gonna kind of mark that spot, you can relax. Okay, 2 on the kind of the abdomen area is we have supra iliac. So if we think supra, right, we're above the iliac crest. So on this one, you kind of might have to palpate where the iliac crest is, okay? So if you find the iliac crest, you can kind of find it right there. It's right the front of your hip, and it's gonna be at an angle that kind of meets kind of that line of the iliac crest. So again, this will also be a diagonal fold. It's gonna be this fold right here. Kind of do that at an angle. Abdomen's quite easy. It's about 2 centimeters to the right of the belly button. So again, we don't need to measure, you can kind of guesstimate, but it's just to the right of the belly button. And then our last measurement is going to be mid-thigh. So at the same location you did circumferences. So if you don't mind bringing your shorts up just a little bit, should be fine. Okay, so again, you're gonna kind of measure eyeball like where the crease of their hip would be and their knee, and we're gonna go mid-thigh. So this will also be a vertical fold right in the middle of their thigh. All right. So now we've got Hunter all marked up, so we're ready to actually do the skin folds. So just to kind of give you, if you want to zoom in a little bit, the visual of this is what you'll see this needle kind of go as you open the caliper, okay? When you pinch the skin, you're gonna let it close for about 2 seconds because it'll settle in on where the number is. And just a reminder, we always want to take the skin fold perpendicular to the fold. So we want the calipers to be perpendicular to the fold. Okay. So our first one, again, is going to be our chest, which is going to be halfway the distance between the axillary line and the nipple on males, 1/3 the distance on females. So on females, you're going to be closer to the armpit. On males, you can be down a little bit further. So what you want to do is you kind of want to pinch with your thumb and the side of your forefinger. So don't just like pinch with your fingernails. You almost kind of want to like grip and pull the skin so you separate the skin and fat from the muscle. Okay, this one's a little bit different, plus you're taller. So you're gonna pinch a little bit above where our mark is so that we actually can measure on the mark. So you kind of grab the skin, pull it up and then place the caliper kind of right on that mark. Okay, and then read it. The other thing to think about is you don't want to make sure, sorry to keep doing this to you, you don't want to put the caliper too shallow on the skin, so kind of up high at like the crest of the fold, or too like close to the bottom of the fold. You really want it just right in the middle. So again, not too shallow or high up on the crest there, or too low, just right in the middle. Okay, I'll stop pinching your chest. Okay, all right, go ahead and turn around. So we'll go to the tricep. So again, we have it's handy because you already have the tricep marked. Again, you're kind of thinking side of your forefinger and your thumb. This one can be a little bit tough, so you're gonna make sure you're relaxed. Kind of pull this apart, perpendicular to the fold, and then measure it, let it settle in for a second or two, and you'll get your measurement. The tricep and the thigh are probably the two hardest because you have so much muscle back here, and you want to make sure you're not pulling the muscle and you're separating the skin and fat from the muscle. All right, subscap, again, the angle of the inferior angle. This will be a diagonal fold. So again, pinching kind of above your mark, pull that skin away. It's diagonal. Take a peek at it after it settles in. And you can tell your other partner to record the numbers. So triceps subscapularis, go ahead and turn to the side for the mid-axillary. So again, this can be done as a vertical fold or a horizontal fold. So I'll have you guys do it both ways just to get the experience of doing it both ways. Bring it around just a hair more. So you're gonna go right here for the vertical fold. Again, open your caliper wide. Let it settle in on the skin for 2 seconds. That'd be one. Make sure it's always perpendicular. The other option would be the horizontal fold. So you're gonna pull this way and then measure that way. Okay, so there's 2 options on that one. Again, just measure both and just jot both numbers down. Okay, 3 more. So we're going Supra Iliac, again in the line with your iliac crest. And again, you might need to palpate where their hip is at. This will be a diagonal fold. Again, just kind of pull with your thumb in the side of your forefinger. Separate the muscle from the fat and skin. And again, making sure it's at a diagonal with the fold, or with perpendicular with the fold. So if that's a diagonal fold, you're holding this at a diagonal as well. All right, abdomen, so about 2 centimeters away from the belly button, just to the right. Everything always on the right side. This one sometimes can be a little tricky too. Don't have enough to grab onto there. Okay. Probably a little far out on that one, but we'll make it work. All right, so you're going, again, perpendicular. All right, the last one being thigh. This one's probably the most uncomfortable. You really have to try to get the person to relax their legs. So if you want to shift your weight more to your left side and try to relax it, but we don't want to put it up on the bench like we did with the circumferences. So again, standing to the side and measuring on the right side, try to separate the muscle from the skin. And that was pretty good, but sometimes that one can be tough because of your quad muscles. All right, that's it. Not too bad, was it, for Skinfolds?
No, not bad at all.
Okay, so there you go. Be sure to watch this a few times. Make sure you come into class ready to go and confident. Obviously, I will be there to help you, but otherwise you'll be ready to rock and roll.